Hey, so I am still going over the different pools for World Open War, and today we're going to talk about Pool B, which is a really interesting one. So this is the meta of World Open War, Pool B. Just to remind people, World Open War is the 3-man World Championship. You play in teams where you have you get assigned 3 missions, 3 tables, 3 terrain densities, and you have 4 different lists that your team can pick and choose what goes on what table. You don't know what opponent you're going to face. Well, you know which team you're going to face, but you don't know what they will put on the tables, which makes for a really interesting captain dynamic, and the choices really matter. We have 16 teams of 3 players. You can take 1,100 points with 1 rifle platoon per other platoon. So, in Pool B, Denmark, my team, is the top-seeded team. We did not actually make it to the top seeding last time, but there was a little bit of a change out, so we ended up in the top seeding because we were pretty close. And we are bringing Hungary, 17 order dice, camping, cavalry, and armor. So a little bit of hammer and anvil going on there. We're bringing a German list of 10 order dice with double Death Stars, Panzer IVs, and 3 other Panzers and Brandenburgers. We have a Polish list, 16 order dice with cavalry and TKS, spam. And we have a Soviet list of 16 order dice with scouts and 4 T-60s and a bunch of different support units. For me, these are very, very strong lists, very mobile, focused on mobility, a lot more than other lists. So we've already covered some of the lists that are very defensive. This is not it. These are not standstill lists. These are lists that want to move. So we'll see if that gamble pays off at World Open War. It also depends on terrain density, of course. And then we have Scotland. You've already seen Alistair on the channel. We've already talked about this pool a little bit and about our matchup. Scotland has a Japanese list, which is an air power list, 16 order dice, air power and horde. They have a German list, 11 order dice, multiple small units, company commander, and 5 darker panzers, which I'm guessing they all use in most kill point missions. Then they have an American list, 18 order dice, another air power list with double Stuarts. And they have a Polish list of 5 TKSs with guns, infantry, and cavalry, so a little bit of everything. Strong lists, very good on kill points, but they are very specialized. They are lists, they have made lists that really, really want to rely on the air power. Will that pay off? We will see. It depends a lot on terrain density and on missions. Then we have Spain 2, Manuel in this team. So they have 16 organized Italians with Alpini fieldcraft and 5 Dakar Panzer, different types of tanks. Some of them not tanks. They have 17 organized Brits with 3 pieces of armor and MSU. Slightly weird list for me. They have a German 21 order dice list with RSO, barbecue, and shirkers. Very classic Manuel list. And they have a Japanese list, 19 order dice with 4 tankettes and a bamboo horde. Also a classic Manuel list. So I'm thinking that Manuel will play either the German or the Japanese list, and his 2 teammates will play the other 2 lists. Strong lists, but some of them are really difficult to play. I would not recommend other people than Manuel going the route that he's going, because it takes a certain skill level and takes a certain familiarity with the list in order to play that list. So strong lists, but difficult to play, with a good spread of different abilities of what they can do. Some of them can move up, some of them can defend well, some of them, I think the only thing that maybe is lacking here is a list that is very good in kill points. But we shall see what they do with that. And then we have Northern Ireland in the group. They have Slightly lower order dice than everyone else. So they have a German list of 14 order dice with double infantry bombs. So infantry in a transport that can be thrown up and disgorge a bunch of SMGs and nastiness. 3 Darker Panzers. Nice. They have a British 14 order dice list, which is a camping gun line with armor. Very defensive. They have a Soviet camping gun line, 16 order dice with barbecue to support that gun line. So very defensive lists here. And they have an 8 order dice American list, which is definitely made for kill point missions. It has 3 veteran Shermans and a company commander in what I would term a clown car, which is a 40k term where you put a bunch of units into the same transport. So very low order dice, very defensive focus. I don't think you win games by being defensive, so we shall see what happens with that. So, what do I think will happen? I think Denmark will beat Spain 2 and Northern Ireland. I think Spain 2 might beat Northern Ireland, and I think Scotland will beat Northern Ireland. Sorry, Northern Ireland, I think you're going to lose. But there is a couple of toss-ups which are interesting. Denmark, I would give a slight favor to us versus Scotland. I know Alistair disagrees with this, but it really does depend on missions. The air power lists are very specialized and work really well in certain regards, but not that well if, like, I'll say as little as possible. In that respect, I think we may have, but it is a close one. It is a toss-up about who wins that one, Denmark or Scotland. And I think Scotland versus Spain, Scotland might have a slight advantage there again, but Spain is also, yeah. So I think that is a toss-up as well. Just because if they get the right matchup against the air power list, the air power won't matter, right? If it's a horde that they're against, okay, you kill 6 units, whatever. Let's fight, right? And they can't. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. My predictions is that this is a toss-up on list power. And, that is not the one. That's the wrong one. My predictions is that this is a toss-up of list power, but I think that Denmark will win this group. And if it comes down to what missions are in the matchups, then Denmark wins the group. If it comes down to other things, list power, or if there is no opportunity to do certain things and we have to fight the air power lists head on open tables, then it might get a lot more difficult, but not impossible. And then there's a lot hinging on what happens in the matchup between Scotland and Spain. So, thank you, Russell White, for organizing all of this and for giving us stuff to think about. I am going to go and prepare some more because I need it. Cheers.